Hello and welcome back to another Grand Cross Age of Titans video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the rally results that we got. So as everyone knows, we do have another parallel world coming up here pretty quick, and the best thing that you can do for your kingdom is to go out and zero the dead weight. Um, Dead weight is pretty much players who did not contribute in the last KVK, or in this instance, the parallel world, or players that have quit the game, or might just be sitting and aren't doing anything. So I have quite a few reports saved that we can go ahead and look over. We tried to use as many different combinations as we could, but there were only so many targets. So let's go ahead and go into my favorites as always. And so we have a Destina and Krishna against a Biam in Lust. For instance, every single troop is all tier 1. So this is 14,821 power versus 732,000 power loss. Next, we used an Alicia and Riza against Destina and Erdel. A pretty decent march there. As you can tell, we lost 21,500 power to 469,000 power. And just for reference, Gia is, I think, like a mid tier 4 player. Myself and Juno are tier 5. Next, I used a Lust and Iris against Destina and Krishna on another player. It was just under 7,000 to just under 400,000. So as of right now, just a reminder, all these tests are done in the home world with tier 1 against whatever the player has. How effective everything's going to be in an actual parallel world, we have no idea, but this kind of gives us a decent indication. We're still using rallies, we're still using tier 1 against tier 4 to tier 1, so technically their trade should be okay. So in that aspect, let's continue. Next, we had Juno use an Alicia and Riza against a Destina and Sekhmet. 25,600 power to just under a million power loss. Next, we had Gia send out Hiei and Alicia, just for reference, 13,000 power to 355,000 power. Not too bad, but definitely wouldn't use Hiei as a primary in this scenario, especially with Alicia being as good as she is. You'd probably want to put Belly in front of her, or use, I don't know if an Alicia and Riza would work, but it's tempting. Next, they used a Belly in Lust against a Destina and Roxana. So that was just under 9,000 to 167,000. Not a very good testing area, but if they had 10 times the troops, it might have been a little... I don't know if it would have been that great, to be fair. I mean, that's still 90,000 to 1.67, but like I said, it's just all testing. We had an Alicia and Riza against a Destina and Erdel. Just under 10,000 power lost to 237,000 power lost. Next, we had Juno use at a Belly and Alicia against Destina and Sekhmet, just for, we know that Belly and Alicia is one of the absolute best archer marches for rallies, if not the top. And obviously, Juno crushed it, 7,000 to 548,000. Next, I had a Agnes and Lust against Destina and Roxana. So 5,500 power lost to just under 162,000 power lost. Another Alicia and Riza versus Destina and Erdel. So 3,600 power lost to 166,000. So at this point, I don't think this city really particularly counts, but it's still nice to know what can you do to clean up. Alicia and Riza are definitely a decent place. And then, of course, his Alicia is not awakened, and neither is the Riza. Same thing, just not that much different. Next, they used another Belly in Lust against Krishna and Destina. I lost 132,000 power against the 1.15 million power lost. So still a 10-to-1 ratio. Not bad at all. I believe they had a mixture of tier 4 in here. Yeah, they had quite a few tier 4 with quite a few tier 1. So not a bad rally report with tier 1. Obviously, if you're using tier 5 and tier 4, it's going to do a lot better, especially with more power and a full rally. But still nice to see. Juno brought out Ivan with Lust against the Krishna and Destina. It did pretty darn good, if I have to say myself. 42,760 power against 830,000. Um, I mean, he also had a million more troops in his rally than I did, or 700,000, something like that. Against a lot less troops on the defender side. I I mean, I don't. I personally don't use Ivan, so he won't be a problem for me. But I mean, if you got him, not a bad combo to throw out on, some middle, maybe higher tier 4 players. If you're less than Ivan is awakened, not too bad of a rally, I don't imagine. I threw in Biam and Belly just because why not against Adestina and Roxana. 185,000 to 1.167 million. I, I mean, it's all right. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of Belly right now. He's kind of made me mad in the rally scenarios. But what are you gonna do, right? Next, another Alicia and Riza versus Destina and Krishna. 81,000 to 570,000 power. I don't know if I really like this trade. I mean, it's positive by quite a bit with tier 1. But I'd rather throw Belly as a primary with Alicia as a secondary. Next, I threw out a Lust and Iris just because why not against a Destina and Heimosu. They had double my troops. I just want to point that out. It was 231,000 power to 1.5 mil. Now, I don't think this is a very good rally. Even though I did end up healing 264,000 troops, just other rallies are definitely better with Lust in them. And then Juno brought out the big guns with a Belly and Riza against a Destina and Heimosu. Again, 113,000 power to 1.658. So he was able to do more damage with less loss compared to the last one. And then finally, I don't know what Juno was thinking, but he's just like, you know what, let's just throw out Arena and Ivan against Destina and Heimusu. 48,000 to 861,000. 20 to 1, not terrible. Not 20 to 1. My math is off today. Whatever. It's a good ratio for what we're looking at. So if we look at Lust, personally, I think that she is a mighty fine rally leader. Just from these tests below, I mean, let alone these guys didn't really have the best setups. They didn't have, fully awakened commanders or heroes, whatever you want to call them. But can Lust be used in a rally? Sure. Against a tier 5 player, defending with tier 5 and all tier 4 in that same specific tier? I don't know. Would I throw, Lust and Belly out there? Lust and Alicia? Sure. Sounds like a lot of power. Sounds like a pretty good power couple to me. Maybe even a Lust and Riza, but, if you have Alicia unlocked, which, of course, I do not, then Lust and Alicia, I would say, would be a better one. Lust and Agnes is fine. Biam and Lust is perfect. So there's definitely a couple of different options here. Regarding Riza, since she's archer and attack, maybe Belly and Riza if you work that. Belly Alicia is just a crazy rally. Or if you didn't work Belly, but you worked Alicia and Riza, maybe a Riza and Alicia. It's going to be very, very, very strong, but it's going to be squishy. So as we all know, you could throw a I don't know, Biam and Rena out there, and that March is going to do very good, and it's also going to heal. It's not going to die as quick. Where Alicia and Riza only have attack power, so that's something that you always want to keep a lookout for. And as you guys know, I'm getting closer to maxing my Agnes, and then I don't know who I'm going to work next. Either Numa or Alicia. I don't know. But so that's kind of all the information that we had. Obviously, I did go over, some of the other rally combos that I thought were good. For whatever reason, Iris and Ardell rallying against an Iris Ardell, the ralliers were winning. Why that is, I don't know. You can also do a counter rally with Hiei and Malaby. That's also a very good rally, or counter rally. I mean, I even rallied some cities with it. It's not as powerful as like a Belly and Alicia, but still not a bad one to have on deck as a secondary. Especially where, I'm reinforcing 2 flags. I'm holding my own city. I'm out fighting in the field, and I'm rallying all at the same time. I mean, I only have so many marches with whatever commanders I got. So hopefully you have good teammates that you can rely on. At this point, Claudia's pretty much out of it for infantry. Agnes is totally fine. She's a very good one. Arthur, maybe an Arthur Iris would work, but I don't know how many people really have worked Arthur with as much. So maybe I'll work on him too, and see what he does for damage wise. And as always, we're just kind of waiting on other stuff here to come out. We're only at 52 heroes as of right now. We do have an update coming out in a few days on the 14th, I believe they said in the morning. So we're all really excited to see what's going to happen with the update, what they're going to reverse, what they're going to change, etc. So as always, if you guys have figured out any different rally combinations that have worked for you, please let us know down in the comments below. I'm really curious to see, what has produced results for you and what just completely tanked. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and leave extra comments down below. As always, I will catch you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your night or day. Peace out.